Join us on Patreon and become part of our journey to uncover history's untold stories. Your support helps us create in-depth content, bring hidden narratives to life, and keep history alive for everyone.
The Mexican-American War, 1846 to 1848, was a transformative conflict that reshaped the territorial and political contours of North America. Yet, amid the sweeping narratives of conquest, expansion, and national ambition, the nuanced stories of collaboration and resistance often remain obscured in mainstream historical accounts. Among these, the alliances and interactions between Black and Native American communities during the war stand as a poignant and often overlooked chapter. These collaborations, born out of shared struggles against oppression, marginalization, and systemic violence, weave a compelling narrative of unity amidst adversity, resilience in the face of systemic exclusion, and a collective yearning for freedom and self-determination. To understand the significance of Black and Native American collaboration during the Mexican-American War, one must first explore the historical context that shaped their relationships. By the mid-19th century, the United States was a nation deeply divided by race, class, and geography. Enslaved African Americans endured unspeakable hardships under the yoke of chattel slavery, while free Black communities faced pervasive discrimination and the ever-present threat of violence. Native American nations, meanwhile, were grappling with the catastrophic consequences of colonial expansion, including land dispossession, forced removals, and cultural erasure. Against this backdrop of shared suffering, the seeds of solidarity were sown. The shared histories of resistance among Black and Native American communities predate the Mexican-American War. From the early colonial period, enslaved Africans frequently sought refuge among Native American tribes, forging bonds of mutual aid and alliance. Seminole communities in Florida, for example, became havens for runaway slaves, leading to the emergence of Black Seminole societies that blended African and Native traditions. These historical alliances not only provided a foundation for later collaborations, but also underscored the commonality of their struggles against white supremacy and colonial domination. When the Mexican-American War erupted in 1846, it was framed by the United States government as a campaign of liberation and manifest destiny. However, for many Black and Native American individuals, the war represented another chapter in their ongoing battles against systemic injustice. The U.S. military effort, driven by the desire to expand slaveholding territories and subjugate indigenous lands, posed direct threats to both groups. Despite these challenges, Black and Native Americans found ways to resist, support one another, and navigate the complex dynamics of the conflict. For enslaved African Americans, the war offered both peril and opportunity. On one hand, the expansion of U.S. territories threatened to entrench and spread the institution of slavery further west. On the other hand, the conflict created openings for escape and resistance. Enslaved individuals who accompanied their enslavers to the front lines often used the chaos of war to flee, seeking refuge in Mexican territories where slavery had been abolished in 1829. Mexico's anti-slavery stance made it a beacon of hope for many African Americans, and Black fugitives often found support among Native American communities along the border. These interactions, though fraught with challenges, symbolized a shared resistance to the systemic exploitation perpetuated by the United States. Native American involvement in the Mexican-American War was equally complex. Many tribes were caught in a precarious position, forced to navigate alliances with the United States, Mexico, or neither, depending on their specific circumstances. Some native nations, such as the Comanche and Apache, leveraged the war to assert their autonomy and resist encroachment on their territories. Others, like the Cherokee and Creek, faced internal divisions over whether to support the U.S. government in hopes of securing favorable treatment or to oppose it as an extension of the colonial forces that had already displaced them. Amid these dynamics, instances of collaboration between Black and Native American individuals and communities emerged as acts of mutual survival and defiance. In border regions such as Texas, New Mexico, and California, these alliances took on unique forms. Black fugitives and Native American groups often worked together to evade U.S. forces, share resources, and build networks of resistance. These partnerships were not without tensions, cultural differences, and historical grievances occasionally surfaced. However, the overarching need for solidarity often outweighed these divisions, fostering an environment of cooperation. One striking example of such collaboration can be found in the role of Black Seminoles during the war. Descendants of African Americans who had fled slavery and integrated into Seminole communities, Black Seminoles were seasoned fighters with a legacy of resistance against U.S. forces. Many had been forcibly relocated to Indian Territory, present-day Oklahoma, during the Trail of Tears, but their warrior ethos and knowledge of guerrilla tactics made them formidable allies for Native American and Mexican resistance groups alike. During the Mexican-American War, Black Seminoles provided critical support in border skirmishes, using their expertise in irregular warfare to challenge U.S. military advances. Mexico itself became a critical ally for both Black and Native American resistors. The Mexican government's abolition of slavery and its willingness to offer sanctuary to fugitives created a natural affinity between African Americans and Mexicans. Native American groups, particularly those in border regions, also found common cause with Mexico in resisting U.S. expansionism. The Mexican government's use of indigenous militias further highlighted the shared stakes of the conflict, as Native warriors fought not only for Mexico, but also for the preservation of their lands and cultures. The stories of individuals who bridged the gap between Black and Native American communities during the war are equally compelling. Figures such as John Horse, a Black Seminole leader, exemplify the spirit of resistance and collaboration. Horse's leadership in organizing Black and Native fighters against U.S. forces underscores the interconnected struggles of both groups. His efforts to secure freedom and land for his people, even in the face of relentless U.S. military campaigns, remain a testament to the power of solidarity. The legacy of Black and Native American collaboration during the Mexican-American War extends beyond the conflict itself. While the war ended with the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo in 1848, which ceded vast territories to the United States, the alliances forged during the war laid the groundwork for future resistance movements. The shared experiences of oppression and resilience continued to inspire Black and Native American communities as they navigated the challenges of Reconstruction, westward expansion, and the rise of Jim Crow. Moreover, these collaborations highlight the importance of re-examining historical narratives to include the perspectives of marginalized groups. The contributions of Black and Native American individuals during the Mexican-American War challenged the traditional framing of the conflict as a binary struggle between the United States and Mexico. Instead, they reveal a richer, more complex tapestry of alliances, resistances, and shared aspirations for justice. In reflecting on this history, it becomes clear that the collaboration between Black and Native American communities during the Mexican-American War was not merely a product of circumstance, but a deliberate and courageous response to systemic injustice. Their actions remind us of the enduring power of solidarity in the face of adversity and the importance of recognizing the interconnected struggles of oppressed peoples. Today, as we grapple with the legacies of colonialism, racism, and exclusion, the stories of Black and Native American collaboration during the Mexican-American War offer valuable lessons. They underscore the need for unity in the pursuit of justice and the transformative potential of alliances across cultural and racial divides. By honoring and amplifying these histories, we not only enrich our understanding of the past, but also strengthen our resolve to build a more inclusive and equitable future.